Hello everyone, welcome to your channel that is Salesforce Geeks World. Today we are going to go through profile, permission set group, roles in Salesforce. Like we will understand what are they and what they define. These all things covers the whole user access. So anything which is giving a user access in Salesforce is would come under these only. And user is nothing but a record in Salesforce which is stored in a user object table, and anyone who is logging into Salesforce is also a record. So for example, me logging in my Salesforce org would in my org I would have one user with my name. So to this user we provide certain access, that is we do with the help of these few things. I'll show these things in the org as well so that you guys can relate like what I'm talking about. So without wasting time, let's get started. So the first topic says what you will learn today. So it says like what is profile in Salesforce, what is permission set. These all things we are going to go through today in this video. So I'll go ahead. It says what is profile. Profile is a collection of setting and permissions. It defines what a user can see and do in Salesforce. Every user must have exactly one profile. So on a user record, profile is one of the field, and in this field we have to mention the profile when we create the user. It's a mandatory field. This field contains the profile name, and the profile itself is a record which contains a access of the user. So I'll come to that in the on the platform itself, like what how exactly it looks. But for now we can take it as like a user would have only one profile, and that profile could have access defined in it, so to determine what that user would be doing in Salesforce or accessing in Salesforce. It says what profile control. So it says its object or the object permissions are controlled from the profile, like the create, edit, delete permission. Any object that you're accessing in Salesforce, its access is defined in your profile. Next slide says what is permission set. A permission set gives extra permission to user, used when you don't want to change the profile. Multiple permission set can be assigned to one user. So it's a little bit different from profile. A profile can only one profile can be assigned to one user, but a user could have multiple permission set assigned to it. I'll show you on the org how we can do that. But for now, we can take it as one user, one profile, and one user could have multiple permission set. Now, the accesses can be given from profile as well. Then what's the need of having a permission set? So this question comes up, generally frequently asked in the interviews as well. Like, why do we need permission set if the profile gives the access of object fields and everything? Same access what we get from profile could be given from permission set as well. But sets are needed because let's say you have two users, user 1 and user 2. Both of them have same profile, but you want the user 2 should have more permission than user 1. Then what you can do, keeping the profile same, you can assign different extra permission set to the user 2, so that he or she would have more access than as compared to user 1. I'll show these things to in the org as well. Let's get to the next slide now. It says what is permission set group. Now from the word itself we can relate, uh, it's a group, a set of group. Basically you can have multiple permission sets in a group. So it says a permission set group is a collection of permission set. Basically it's a collection, you can have multiple permission set in that. It makes permission management easier. Assign multiple permission in one click. So you don't need to assign one by one each permission set, you can assign the permission set group directly. Our next topic is what is role. Role controls data visibility in Salesforce, works with role hierarchy. Higher roles see data of lower roles. So basically, it's kind of a hierarchy that usually we see in our organization that we are working on. Let's say, let's take an example of a school. And in a school, we have a hierarchy from student, right from the student to the principal. So students reports to teacher, teachers reports to the principal. Now they have different roles. Student have a student role, teachers are having a teacher's role, and principal is having a principal role. Principal is at the top, so principal could access like what work the students are doing, what work is the teachers are doing. But teachers and student cannot see what principal is doing. Like basically the record access is restricted from the lower hierarchy to the upper. The upper role person could see the lower role hierarchy users records and access the data of them, but vice versa is not possible. I'll show this in the org as well. Now it's very important to understand what is the difference between profile, permission set, and role. So profile is like a base access. So it's mandatory, as I told in the beginning. You got to have one profile as for one user in order to create the user in Salesforce. Permission set is extra access. So it's a privilege that you give to the user because you want to differentiate in the same profile different user accesses. Then permission set group is a bundle of permission set. It's nothing but it's a set, a collection of different permission set. And at the end, role is nothing but it's a record level visibility. It is no nothing to relate with the access related to the object fields or any other thing, even apps. It does uh, covers the access of records only. So what records you can see of different objects, that is covered in roles. Now the what are the best practices when you create or use these things? Keep profile minimal, keep the access minimal in the profile, use permission set for extra accesses. Like if you want to give some access to the user, use permission set because you could have that same permission set assigned to different users. Permission sets groups we can use if we are going to have multiple permission set that we want to assign to user. Let's then we create what the permission set group itself. And at the end it says use roles for data sharing, not permissions. So basically you from the permissions also you can give modify all or read all access. In that way user would get all the record access of that of any particular object. But generally we should not do that because it hampers the role level hierarchy what Salesforce offers in order to manage the data sharing. Then in last, we'll wrap this up and we'll go to the Salesforce org now and see how these things looks in the org itself. So here we are. Let's see how the Salesforce profile users and roles looks in the org itself. So what I'll do is I'll go to the user record of mine and show you like where the profile, role, and permission sets look like stay. Uh, there is one thing to note here. Generally, what we do if we want to go to a record in Salesforce of any specific table, what we do is we go to the nine dots, type the table name, the object name, click on the object, a list view appears. You select the list view and then you click on the record and it opens up. But in case of user, role, permission set groups, what we do, we type it here. So let me write user and I go to the users. It only happens for these things. So you type user, it will redirect you to the user list of records. I'll open my user. You can see here is the profile. This is the place where we do the profile assignment. So if I edit this, you can see a profile is present. Now this is not editable because I am the owner of this org. So if I take any other example, like if we try to create a new user, let me try to put a new user here. So you see it gives me an option to update the profile and role as well. You can select the role, you can give the license to the user. Let me give sales. So Salesforce is the like a top level license which involves like it's costly, We generally don't provide Salesforce license without the approval from the business. But yeah, for now we can take the Salesforce license. Profile we can keep any. Let's keep the standard user profile for now, because system admin has the maximum amount of access. We generally don't give such accesses. And role will keep as random. Let's keep CFO. That's the highest role. And you can give the different name and click on save. This will create the user for you in the org. So now we know where exactly the role and profile sits. So you see the role would be here, profile would be here. Generally, as of now, I'm not having any role, and the permission set would show up over here. So as you can see, permission set assignment is here, and permission set group assignment would happen over here. So if I click on edit, I can select one of the permission set group, drag it on the right side, click on save. So if the license support, it will save. So it's saved. Now if I scroll down, you'll see the permission set groups is also here. Now let's take an example of how the permissions are given. Like basically, if you want to understand how the permissions are given to specific profile or permission set, let's do that. I will go to the profile. From the left side, I click on profile. I'll open the system admin profile. Let's take an example of contract manager only, not system admin. Let's take this example. I click on edit. I can give the accesses from here. So you can see like different object access. This is a tab access. So you can give the account tab access. Tab is nothing but you type account here. So this, it would be visible only if you have the tab access. This is one of the tab. Now if I click on this, it will open up as a tab only. So you see, this is one of the tab that we have. Uh, so this is the way how we give the accesses and manage the access in Salesforce. Similar to the profile, we have permission sets as well. You can click on permission set, and after clicking on it, you can select your permission. Then you click on object setting, you click on the object, you click on edit, and you can provide the access of the object, whether it's read, create, edit, or similar to that, you can give the fields access as well. So it's pretty much simple. Now when it comes to permission set groups, as we already discussed, this is permission set group. Similar to the permission set user, you can write permission set group here, click on it, go to the list view, select one of the record. This is the one of it. So when you go to the permission sets group, you would find all the permissions under this permission set. You can do the assignment as well. You can put more permissions. These are all permission set. So in this permission set group, you can keep more permissions as well. And the last thing which we discussed today was role. So if you see, I searched role here. I selected role. It redirects me to over this screen. What I did, I expanded all the roles. The Geeks world is the top role. Under this, I am getting a CEO role, then CFO role. This is a whole role hierarchy which I can use in my org while creating the user. In the context of role, permission set group or profile, if anyone, you guys have any queries, please post in our YouTube channel. We'll get back to you as soon as we can get. Do like and subscribe the channel if you like the video, and follow the Salesforce Geeks world for more interesting stuff. Thank you.